Good morning, students. Today we proceed to the third topic of this unit. And the third topic is Ampere's circuital law. I introduce to you the Ampere's circuital law. As Gauss' law is an alternative to Coulomb's law in electrostatics, the same way Ampere's circuital law is an alternative to Biot and Savart's law in magnetostatics. Though Ampere's circuital law is quite general, yet we use it to calculate magnetic field in symmetrical situations. Now, we come to the second point. We have to understand about magnetic circuit. Consider a long thin conductor XY carrying steady current I as shown. This is conductor XY. It is carrying steady current I. It is long, very long and thin conductor. A magnetic field B is developed around it. As we have seen through Oersted experiment, that whenever current passes through a conductor, a magnetic field is produced around it. So, this is a magnetic field B along the tangent to this magnetic loop. And direction of magnetic lines of force is given by right hand grip rule. If you hold the conductor in your right hand palm and thumb indicates direction of flow of current, then fingers indicate direction of magnetic lines of force. Now this magnetic loop, it is in a plane perpendicular to direction of flow of current. Now since starting and terminal points of magnetic lines of force is same, therefore these form closed loops in the plane perpendicular to direction of current flow. Such a closed magnetic loop is called as Amperian loop. It is called as Amperian loop or a magnetic circuit. Like electric circuit, you have known that the current passes from positive terminal point to the negative terminal point. So starting point and terminal points are same. Here also in magnetic circuit, the starting point and terminal point of a magnetic lines of force is same. So it forms a closed loop and we call it as magnetic circuit. Now we have to take up statement of Ampere's circuital law. In the third step, we proceed to the statement of Ampere's circuital law. Now let us take up the statement of the law. Third step, statement of the law. It states that the line integral of magnetic field B over any closed loop in free space is equal to the absolute permeability mu0 times the net current passing through the surface enclosed by the closed loop. I repeat, the line integral of magnetic field over any closed loop in free space is equal to the absolute permeability mu0 times the net current passing through the surface enclosed by the closed loop. So mathematically expressed as line, this is small current element, a small magnetic element, not current element, but it is magnetic element. So magnetic field, this is sign of integration, and this is for closed loop. So line integral of magnetic field over closed loop is equal to mu0 times the net current passing through the surface enclosed by the closed loop. So as words are there, the words are put into mathematical form. So this expression represents the Ampere's circular law. Let us mark it as equation 1. Now after this, we are to go for its proof, mathematical proof. So let us see how we arrive at the proof of this statement. Let us take up proof of Ampere's circular law. First, we frame physical situation. Consider a long, thin, straight conductor XY in any region of space XY. Conductor, this is conductor XY, carrying current I from X to Y as shown. It is carrying current I from X to Y. Now consider a point P at a distance D from conductor in a direction perpendicular to it. Here you consider a point P in a perpendicular direction at a distance D from it. Then in Biot-Savart law, we have learned that magnetic field at T is given by the expression B is equal to mu0 over 2 pi I by D. Let us mark it as equation 2. Now we go to Ampere's circular law. How we apply Ampere's circular law to such a situation. Now draw Amperian loop such that point P lies on its circumference. Draw Amperian loop around the conductor in a plane perpendicular to direction of flow of current such that point P lies on its circumference. Now magnetic field B is same at every point on its circumference. At every point on its circumference, magnetic field B is same and is along tangent to the loop, everywhere along tangent to the loop, Now consider small magnetic element dl at point P. Small magnetic element dl at point P. Its direction is also along tangent to the loop. Now therefore theta between B and dl is equal to 0. Angle between B and dl is 0. Now according to Ampere's circular law, according to the law, we have the expression line integral of magnetic field B over whole loop is equal to mu 0 times the conduction current I. Or we can write this expression as mod B mod dl cos theta, because it is a dot product. It is a dot product of two vectors. Mod B mod dl cos theta is equal to mu 0 I. Or we can write it as mod B mod dl cos 0. Theta is 0 because theta is 0 equal to mu 0 I. Now we put the value of cos 0 as 1. We arrive at the expression mod B mod dl is equal to mu 0 I. So line integral of magnetic field is equal to over whole loop is equal to mu 0 I, because cos 0 is 1. So let us mark it as equation 3. And now we are to evaluate this expression. We substitute the value of B from here and integrate the loop over whole length 0 to 2 pi, and we will arrive at the result, at the proof of Ampere circle law. And we will find that this side, left hand side, becomes equal to right hand side. When we get the left hand side equal to right hand side, then we will have the proof of Ampere circle law. Consider left hand side of equation 3. Left hand side of equation 3 is equal to line integral of magnetic field over closed surface. We take out B outside the integration. So mod B is equal to 0 to L integration 0 to L dl. So left hand side we can write it, this part is equal to this part. So 0 to L dl. L, when we put limits 0 to L, then we remove this circle. Circle is for closed loop. Now closed loop we have taken the whole length 0 to L. So now there is no need of putting this circle over this sign of integration. Or we can write left hand side, we integrate dl from 0 to L. So left hand side is equal to mod B into L, and limits. How we put the limits? After the L, 0 to L, and L is equal to 2 pi d. The length of the loop is 2 pi d, the whole circumference. And then we evaluate it. In place of L, we first write upper limit 2 pi d and then minus the lower limit, and it becomes equal to B into 2 pi d. Now substituting the value of B from equation 2, we have left hand side is equal to mu 0 over 2 pi I by d. The value of B from equation 2, mu 0 by 2 pi I by d into 2 pi d into 2 pi d. Now 2 pi d cancels. So it is equal to mu 0 I, which is equal to right hand side of equation 3. Thus left hand side is equal to right hand side, hence the law is proved. That is, line integral of magnetic field over closed loop is equal to mu 0 times the net current I passing through the surface enclosed by the loop. So here is the proof of Ampere circle law. After having an idea of Ampere's circular law, we come to applications of Ampere's circular law. We are to discuss three applications of Ampere's circular law. First application is magnetic field intensity due to a thin current carrying conductor of infinite length at a distance d from it. Second one is magnetic field intensity due to toroidal solenoid at any point on its circumference. And third one is an extension of toroidal solenoid, the magnetic field intensity due to a straight solenoid at any point on its axis. Here we are to take our first application, magnetic field intensity due to a thin current carrying conductor of infinite length at a distance d from it. Now let us develop a physical situation. First point, physical situation. Consider a thin conductor of infinite length carrying steady current I as shown. This is a conductor of infinite length carrying steady current I. Now let P be any point at a distance d from it where magnetic field intensity is to be determined. Let P be any point at a distance d from conductor where magnetic field intensity is to be determined. Draw an Amperian loop using right hand grip rule. Now draw Amperian loop using right hand grip rule. So it will be like this around the conductor, such that point P lies on its circumference. Point P lies on its circumference. So this is the physical situation. Now we come to second point. We talk of Ampere's circular law. Now consider a small magnetic element dl of Amperian loop. Small magnetic element dl of Amperian loop at point P. Now according to Ampere's circular law, we have line integral of magnetic field over whole loop is equal to mu 0 times the conduction current, that is current carried by the conductor. So this is Ampere's circular law. It is applicable in this situation. Now we come to third point. We find out magnetic field intensity at point P. Now because angle between magnetic field and magnetic element is 0, because magnetic field is directed along negative z-axis, dl is also directed along negative z-axis, therefore angle between them is 0. Therefore we can write B dot dl as mod B mod dl. Now line integral of magnetic field over whole loop is equal to mu 0 I, or we integrate over length B, it will be equal to this part will be equal to B into L, because integration dl is L and L varies from 0 to 2 pi d. So B L 0 to 2 pi d, length 0 to 2 pi d is equal to mu 0 I. Now after evaluating limits, we have mod B into 2 pi d is equal to mu 0 I. Here we have magnitude. Now mod B into 2 pi d, after evaluating this part L 0 to 2 pi d, we have 2 pi d, upper limit minus lower limit. So mod B into 2 pi d is equal to mu 0 I, or from here we have B equal to mu 0 I by 2 pi d. There is the same expression as we have calculated for magnetic field intensity due to a thin infinite conductor using Biot and Savart's law. But it is applicable to symmetrical situations. Ampere's circular law is applicable to symmetrical situations. So with the help of Ampere's circular law, also we can find out magnetic field intensity due to a thin conductor of infinite length at a distance d from it. This is how we can calculate magnetic field using Ampere circuital law. Now, as usual, we are to solve some questions where we apply the knowledge that we have gained in this article, and that problem you have in the form of assignment. So, we come to assignment.